welcome back everyone, and it's time to go balls deep. Alright, starting off, after reading this latest Black Clover chapter, I am pretty sure everyone's reaction was this when we saw the twin devils' names.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
No matter who you spoke to within the community, all of us had the consensus that the devils were the twin gods Thamiel. But now that their names have been confirmed, we can finally see where Tabata was inspired from. Oh, Tabata, you keep trying to fool me. Oh wait, the phone's ringing. Hello?
Yeah, that's payback. Fuck you, anime balls deep. I still see a shadow.
Well, don't worry. I am going to end the confusion. I know how this all makes sense. I read the Satan books again, right? It's scary how you just casually say that now. Like, man's literally reading Satan books to talk about a cartoon for YouTube. Pray for me, everyone, please.
No!
Anyways, I will cover these two new demons at the end of the video with balls deep prediction magic, diving deep into their lore. So be sure to stick around. Anyways, this week's chapter begins with Jack stuck in a freaking wall after he got yeeted last chapter by these two new devils who showed up when Hell's Gate was open. Nacht is remaining cautious and isn't making any sudden movements. Instead, he is thinking through his options and rationalizing a plan. His devil, however, Plumede, isn't quite as calm and collected. Plumede begins to tremble, and this is a nice detail that reminds you that these new demons from the Tree of Death are on a whole new level. As we explained last week, Nacht thinks to himself that he assumed these new devils at the top of the cliff of tree were on par with the Dark Triad, if not more. But we knew damn well that wasn't going to be true, that they are going to be only on their same level, because how would they pose a threat when Yuno's able to body a 70% power Zenon? And freaking Jack can injure Dante at 80%, mind you. Like, they wouldn't be scary at all if this was the case. No one would have any reason to be worried about them, right?
That don't make no sense.
So of course the new devils are on a whole new other level, high above the Socrates siblings, because all three of them are frankly bitches and are going to be irrelevant pretty soon. Their character development? Whack. Their ideology? Whack. Their power level against Magic Knights? Whack. The way they threat their citizens? Whack. The way they took out Yuno's parents? Whack. The way they talk? Whack. The way they waited 6 months for no reason? Whack. The way they simp for the devils? Whack. But my man Asta? Asta's tight as fuck.
You're goddamn right.
The two new devils start going on the offensive and cast fire or ice-like crystal projectiles, and one thing I noticed was that if you look back at page 1, something weird is going on with Jack's body after being hit by these guys. It's almost like it's freezing or crystallizing. At first I thought it was his magic acting up, but now I believe it has to do something with these new devils. This could be because Tabata is inspired by the stories of Lilith, so as I said, stick around. Anyway, without Plumede's power, Nacht would have ended up just like Jack, but thankfully he's able to dodge the onslaught of attacks coming his way. However, it's taking all he has just to be safe, whilst these new devils, they're just playing around, toying with them like it's nothing. Meanwhile, the roots continue to grow around the Spade Castle, and one of the villagers point out that they may be absorbing mana from the freaking atmosphere. Suddenly, the resistance team starts to notice an upsurge of powerful mana, seemingly coming out of nowhere. Just moments later, there's a rumbling sound coming from the castle, and it's coming from none other than all my new subscribers punching that notification bell.
Bruh.
Okay, I'm sorry guys, but seriously, smash that bell. We'd really appreciate it. I love you guys. I also want to give a shout out to all of these lovely individuals that have bought our Asta merch and Liebe merch recently. I know it's been a while since I shouted you out. You don't know how much it means to me that you guys financially support us in this way. I love you guys for helping us out. You are recognized by the community and I thank you once again. Anyway, the rumbling is coming from a huge crowd of devils that burst through the castle gate. And just look at these things. They're creepy as hell, which makes sense since, you know, that's where they came from. But for real though, Tabata really snapped with these designs, fam. It also just so happens that because the gates open, the demon god that Sisgolion took down is back up on its feet due to regenerating. But at the end of the day, she's like,
I can do this all day.
Now, back at the fight between Zenon and Yuno and Langris. Well, okay, not Langris. Zenon and Yuno, I mean. Langris hasn't done anything. But my man Zenon is getting his shit wrecked by a freaking 17-year-old kid. And at 70% power no less, 15% more than last time if I can do math. He legit lost point blank if it wasn't for Hell's Gate opening. Proving once again just how weak the Dark Triad truly are without their devils, and they are simping for them. They are little bitches. Remember, the Wind Spirit gathered enough mana to one-shot them, and she was saying, oh, I got a plan with you. No. I don't know what I'm saying.
Shut up, bitch!
But for some reason, none of the Triad members are succumbing to defeat, and they're getting back up. Dante explains that the first gate has now been opened, and with that, we get to see their 100% devil forms. And bruh, these dudes look freaking badass. Actually, I was looking at Dante, yeah, bruh. Tabata did my man dirty. My man reminds me of the Green Goblin from Spider-Man, like legit.
Holy Jesus. What is that?
Now, one thing we need to point out is that the three of them have gained 4 horns since they can access 100% of the devil power now. So Asta also has 4 horns, and all of you were asking me in Twitter, on Instagram, on Discord, hey BD, why is this the case? Is it because Asta is the protagonist? Is it because he is half devil, ABD? Well, you guys were making 1 billion different theories regarding this small detail, and even we were, right? Well, now it can be explained that Asta has 4 horns because Liebe, his brother, was already outside of Hell's Gate and technically allowing Asta to access 100% power from the very beginning, unlike the other Dark Triad members. Julius predicted to us that Asta will die by the end of this arc, and this seems like it's going to come true since there are 2 demon gods now, 100s of devils being released from hell, the Dark Triad being at 100%, and more elite level demons even more powerful than them, and this is only the first level of hell. Imagine the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, they'll be 10-fold stronger than these 2 twins. So one theory at the end of this arc is that Asta could possibly sacrifice himself or do something that will make him end up in another world such as hell, where we will receive an arc of Asta exploring where he ends up, whereas everyone else has assumed he's dead. In chapter 215, Julius's prediction mentions that if nothing changes, prediction number 2 and 3 will come true since they are closely related. And in chapter 216, he coincidentally mentioned the power of the devil, which is Weg to Asta. So now we know that actually a lot has changed. Asta is the main protagonist of a freaking shonen, and with his new unity transformation with his brother, he will unleash his anti-magic to an unbelievable level because Nacht mentioned to him that you're only using the leaked power all this time. You're not using true anti-magic. So my dude, he achieved this transformation, right? And he changed the devil power to his benefit and made a contract with his brother. Did Julius predict this as well? My dude, in his new transformation, think about this. Asta bodied Nacht in that transformation within 1 second as he purposefully missed in his attack, and he also undid his mana zone. Think about that shit. So how is my dude Asta gonna lose? He isn't, because Asta is our only hope now. Anyway, with the Dark Triad's newly achieved levels of devil power and their transformation, they get to wreaking even more havoc, and now they have the upper hand in their fights against the Magic Knights. Meanwhile, Nacht is stuck between a rock and a hard place. He can't decide which matter takes priority, Morris or the new devils that showed up. He knows that Morris has to go because he's acting like a catalyst to open more of Hell's Gates, and things are only going to progress faster and faster because of that. They'll never succeed in the end if this happens. But on the other hand, Lilith and Narma can't be left alone, and someone has to keep their focus in that room, or else they'll go out and endanger the citizens of the kingdom and destroy their first plan. There is only one way to achieve this goal, and Nacht knows that it's Asta. He's been thinking that since they arrived at the Spade Kingdom in the first place. He then commands Plumede to wait, what? Nani? Yes, I said Nani? He commands Plumede to die with him? My boy Nacht is about to sacrifice himself? He's one of my favorite characters, bruh.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Anyway, Zenon hints that Asta and Yuno's home, Hajj, is now gone. And from there, we transition to the Clover Kingdom, where we see a whole new freaking demon guard. The timing couldn't have been worse, because now the kingdom is practically defenseless. Wait, No, it's not. Never mind that bullshit. This is perfect, bitch, because Asta's there, and we all know he's gonna take down the demon himself with the new Devil Union mode. Plus, it makes sense that he could kill it while Sisgolion couldn't, because he's Arcane Mage, right? And Nacht also said that he'd be the ultimate warrior. So naturally, he'd have to be able to take something like this out and get the acknowledgement from the civilians of the Clover Kingdom that he is their only hope. The Clover Kingdom did their whole propaganda to tarnish Asta's name that he is using the devil power and is a bad person, right? But now, just like the first Wizard King, since history is repeating itself, remember that notion within the community, guys. If you have the notification button on, you will know that I've been saying that there is a theme going on in Black Clover that history is repeating itself. Well, Asta will save the nation with the same devil to prove them wrong and destroy the ancient demon god, just like the first Wizard King, because he is a representation of him in this era. Okay, so now let's move on to the deep lore. So the names Lilith and Nama have been revealed for the two devils. Who are these demons? Well, these demons are still linked to angels, as we mentioned last week, but Tabata has mixed different mythologies. Lilith, also known as the Queen of the Night, is described as a beautiful woman, usually with pale white skin and in a dress shamefully showcasing her sexuality. Lilith also goes by the name of the Angel of Prostitution, which explains her wings. Lilith is in the lowest realm of the Tree of Death, which makes sense that she was one of the first devils to appear. How, you may ask? Well, if we compare the layout of the 7 gates and the devils, then finally the Tree of Death, they don't match, since the Tree of Cliff Off is the opposite to the Tree of Life. It's fair to turn it upside down, just like Nacht mentioned in his research, which if you see now is a lot more accurate to the layout of the devils in the Tree of Cliff Off, which would make Lilith and Nama be the first 2 devils to come out of the first gate. But another detail which directly links to the Kabbalah is the fact that Lilith actually marks the opening to the gates to the Sitra Achra, also known as the other side which the devils reside. This directly correlates to the story in Black Clover, where Lilith is one of the 2 devils that marks the initiation process of the first gate to hell being opened. Lilith is named the Queen of the Night, which could explain the ice-like projectiles we see in this double spread, considering the night can be associated with everything cold. But we also see fire projectiles, meaning Nama would be using fire magic. So whilst I was reading this devil stuff, Nama parts were often associated with heat and fire. In fact, there is even Luciferian flame and the great bonfire mentioned, which leads me to believe Nama's devil power will be related to fire or heat, or vice versa to the both of them having fire and ice magic. Now let's discuss the differences to the Kabbalah and Black Clover. Lilith remains extremely accurate. However, Nama actually faced some changes. For example, Lilith Nama is described as a female devil, as Nama is actually Lilith's sister, which explains why they both look similar in the manga. Nama is alongside in Lilith as an angel of prostitution, yet he has devil-like wings in Black Clover. According to the story, Lilith was the first wife of Adam, the one before Eve. She and Adam were created together at the same time from the soil of the earth. But while she wanted equality, Adam wanted to dominate the relationship. As a result, Lilith flew up to heaven with fury, screaming the secret name of God, and left the Garden of Eden. After that, she settled in caverns on the shores of the Red Sea, supposedly becoming a fallen angel, and became a devil, where she gives birth to hundreds of demons every day. In symbolism, these caverns form the body of the Queen of the Night, which is the title attributed to the first glyph of the Dark Tree, and it is also the title of Lilith as the ruling force of Sitra Achra, the other side. The dark forest in these caves through which Dante walks to finds the gate of hell in his Divine Comedy. Now this demon Lilith is also linked to Dante because Dante is inspired from Dante's Inferno, which we know Tabata confirmed, right? Well, the dark forest in the womb of the Lilith, or the cave of Lilith, described in these mythological stories, is that the dark forest through which Dante walks to find the gate to hell is in his Divine Comedy story as well, and it's one of the most famous examples of it. Hopefully you guys get what I'm trying to say and my point, and that's pretty much all the research that I could find for this week. Let's wait till the powers have been revealed and any other demon and any other lore, but pretty much thank you for joining me as always for this weekly analysis. As I said, the discount code for the merch will be in the pinned comment. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram or Discord, and I'll see you guys next time.